Welcome, all three of my dear viewers, to the most ambitious modded Terraria playthrough I think I've ever attempted and that you'll most likely ever watch. If you don't know what that entails, I'll give you a brief rundown and history of my playthroughs, even though you didn't ask. I've played and beaten the game in normal mode, expert mode, master mode, eternity mode, masochist mode, revengeance mode, death mode, and most recently, masochist and revengeance at the same time. Now I'm going to be attempting to complete Terraria from start to finish using Masochist and Malice mode at the same time. Now you may ask yourself, wait a minute, what about for the worthy? And to you I say that it looks far more tedious than it does fun. Which I actually find kind of ironic considering that I find using both Malice and Masochist mode at the same time somehow enjoyable. I also considered using Infernum mode, but that would require me to move Master mode, so we're not going to do that. Finally, why don't I do this all in hardcore for the ultimate challenge? Well, you missed out, because I've done that already for a different mod, and I don't want to do it again for my playthrough to be ended by something completely out of my control. He's one of them goofy ahs.
Goofy aw.
Are you serious? Nice. I'll give you a brief overview of all the mods I'll be using, and some secrets that will be kept secret until their time comes to shine. So this will be everything we'll be using. Something special, but gets the job done. Now I just need to randomly generate a suitably fitting world name for all the pain we will endure. Did that say the dreamland of feces? No, we gotta go back to that. That's perfect. There's no shot that's actually what that said, right? No way. And so begins the journey into Masochist Malice mode in the dreamland of feces. I can't wait to see what this world has in store. Our journey starts off the same as any other journey would. The only real difference is enabling the difficulties. So that's exactly what we do. We enable our four horsemen of our apocalypse: Revengeance, Death, Malice, and Eternity, and then immediately jump into it. We start by chopping down trees to gather some wood, and also start what 99% of Terraria players do when they first load into a new world. They make their wooden blocks for their starter NPCs. We talk to the Deviant to get some more starter loot, which includes a magic storage system which will come in handy. I don't want to spend too much time on this initial house, as it will most likely be revamped and upgraded as time goes on. Once night hits, I use the half of an instavator we were given as a gift, and go exploring for a tiny bit, before ultimately coming back and finishing off the roof of the house, and placing our magic storage. We go for a little expedition to the right side of the map, only to be immediately met with a rather enjoyable little place called the Corruption. Well, I'll let you see just how that went for me. Please don't push me into the fun water. Yo, this music's pretty good. Oh, my favorite, the blowpipe. I will be leaving. Goodbye. Not the friendliest place in the world, now that I admit. We'll come back for you later, Mr. Worm, I promise. Since the right side wasn't a great choice to start at, our only viable option is, as you might have guessed, the left side. So we do exactly that. And pretty much get identical results. No, can we not? We have 840 HP. This time, however, we man up and face our fears. I just want to progress, my guy. And by face our fears, I mean we jump directly over its head and ignore it completely. I mean, do you see that thing? Who wants to mess with that with a tiny little staff? Further left, we discover our first big find of the world, a desert pyramid. Inside, we find not only a sandstorm in a bottle, not only 32 gold coins, but also Dune Rider boots from a chest at the bottom as well. Things are looking up for us so far, but as I'm sure as we will experience many, many times, The dreamland of feces has other plans for us. Strider boots. Holy shite. This is a good start. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. One last test before I leave. Can I mine these? Oh, I can. Well, that is good to know. See you later. We tried to make an extractinator to put our desert fossils to use, but we unfortunately will need to do some fishing before that. What we can make, however, is our first set of armor for the playthrough, the cactus set. It isn't much, but it's honest work, and it'll have to do for now. With our newfound mobility, I decided to try and start on the desert housing for some more NPCs, as enough is never enough. And as we predicted, we had another fun Syndron encounter, which as you can tell by me talking, I was definitely not in the mood for. No, he's back! Brother, I'm just trying to build the desert house. Please leave me alone. My brother in Christ, please. You know, one of these days I'll be able to actually build in peace. One of these days. We return to the desert and try to build once more, only to die again, and again, and again. Lucky for us, we didn't end up losing our gold coins. However, on the flip side, by the time we finally make it back, nighttime is upon us, which means there's absolutely no chance for us to build anymore. With the zombies and demon eyes on the watch, we'll have to hide inside until daytime. While night is upon us, I dig out the sides of the wall to the elevator, both for aesthetic looks as well as the well-needed stone and other materials. Thanks to a green fairy on the way down there, we find our first life crystal. However, using it also means that the Eye of Cthulhu can now spawn at any given point when it turns nighttime. Let's hope that we get lucky, and we don't have to deal with the pre-hard mode ocular menace. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt your video. I know you're very much enjoying it, all four of you, but I just wanted to let you guys know, for some reason for the remainder of the video, my audio decided it wanted to go all staticky, as you'll be able to tell pretty shortly. I don't really know what happened here, but hopefully it won't happen again. I seem to have fixed the issue, so hopefully from here on out we'll be good. Just wanted to give you my apologies and early warning for any annoying sounds the remainder of the video. Anyways, let's get back into it. I spend the next 10 to 15 minutes starting on a basic desert city for the sand-loving NPCs. Much like our forest city, it's nothing special, but it will make do for now as we can get all fancy in a later video. I know nobody wants to watch default house building, so we'll skip over this for now and I'll bring up the final result a little bit later. We head back into the underground to gather some still much needed materials, and end up getting a chain knife drop from a cave bat. Quite the lucky drop if you ask me, and this will prove very useful for pre-boss enemies. Not too long later, we encounter a potential godsend for the early game, a normal mimic. For those of you unaware, in Eternity mode these have the potential to drop anything from their full hard mode loot tables, even though we're still in pre-hard mode. If we manage to kill this, it would be an unfathomable power spike if we could manage to get a weapon drop. Unfortunately, we do end up falling victim to the Shellies, and when we come back down to search for the mimic, it is already despawned. With our confidence still high with our newfound chain knife, we face the Crimson head on. We need to be careful here, as due to Eternity, any damage we take is permanent due to the constant bleeding debuff. We manage to power through, and immediately run into the jungle afterwards, which we also power through with ease. We make it all the way to the edge of the world and discover our normal ocean, as well as the sleeping angler, which we promptly make a house for. We also managed to get our first Eternity drop from a corrupt goldfish that we had no business getting on our first try. We then head back into the underground desert to search for some more desert fossils to use at the extractinator, as well as stormlion mandibles we will need to summon a boss later. Once finished, we head back and craft our new armor set, the melee Wolfram set. It's nothing special, the only real difference here is the added bonus defense. For some reason, I thought this armor set plus the chain knife would be enough to take on the Trojan Squirrel, the first boss of our playthrough. Needless to say, with only a chain knife, it didn't go particularly well. Oh yeah. Still needing to do more powering up, we head back into the underground again to search for more goodies. We stumble upon a glowing mushroom biome, which will help us to make regular healing potions as opposed to lesser ones. After looting and returning home, we are greeted with our first event of the playthrough, a slime rain. It goes how you would expect. However, King Slime will spawn at some point, and this will be our first glance at what vanilla bosses will look like, buffed by both Malice and Eternity mode at the same time. Before that, however, we end up killing 2 golden slimes, which drop in total a whopping 2 platinum coins, which is an absurd amount of money for this stage in the game. But eventually, the dreaded moment does come, and King Slime comes for our soul. Well, we are dead. Yep. Okay. I don't even think we lasted 2 seconds. Very cool. Very cool indeed. This is a small glance into what we will be up against later on, and I can assure you that it only gets worse, far worse from here. The rest of the slime rain is pretty uneventful, so we spend the rest of it farming for money and gel. No rest for the wicked, however, as at the crack of dawn, we are greeted by yet another event, the Goblin Army, which I do feel the need to tell you, took 9 whole minutes for me to finish. Not my proudest moment, but at least we can have access to the Goblin Tinkerer now. It is at this point as well that I purchase our Desert Pylon, as well as choose to start playing as the Range class for this playthrough. I haven't played Ranged in a long time, so this is the perfect opportunity to test out some of the new content I've missed. We craft our first Range set, the Fossil set, and have newfound confidence to try the Trojan Scroll once more. Dude just said hoot. Alright, let's go. We got this. Okay, not if he flies at me literally Mach speed. Insane. What? Wait, why is it hitting it every single time? Am I hacking? Hello? I'm actually proccing Squeaky Toy like every time. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just... Nice. One boss down. After beating the Trojan Scroll, I decide that it's a good idea to try King Slime again. And, while the fight went much better than before, we're still a long way from being able to kill our first vanilla boss. We do it for content. Well, if you spawn on top of me, there's not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. For how little I got to shoot him, I actually did quite a bit of damage. It was like 5% for like 1 second of damage. Maybe it is doable. If he doesn't spawn on top of me. Puff, no. 25%, maybe with arena it's doable. Definitely not with regular terrain. I should have made an arena if I was gonna try it. Well, I think before we do King Slime or any boss, we should probably make an arena. But I feel like this episode's already gone on long enough that I probably will just save that. Or not save it, I'll do it off screen, and then next episode will be hopefully either King Slime or King Slime and Eye of Cthulhu, but I have no idea how Eye of Cthulhu is gonna go. That does not seem like a very doable boss for this point. We might have to do some modded bosses first, like Desert Scourge. We'll see though. We'll see how it goes. Hey you. Yeah, you. Dearest viewer out of all 4 of my viewers. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching until the very end. Hopefully the video was at least somewhat enjoyable to watch. I know how much of a drag pre-hard mode Terraria can be, especially pre-boss, but I'm going to try to get things rolling as fast as possible to make the content more enjoyable. A little update as well as to how my content is going to be posted from here on out. As you can probably tell, I'm not very good at voiceovers or commentary, but hopefully that over time it'll start to come more naturally and more fluently. I'd also love to know if you prefer more of the live commentary, voiceovers such as how I did in this video, or keep it like this style and do a bit of both. Also, not that this really applies to the current progression state, but would you like me to add the building content to the video as well, or just leave that out until the builds get more detailed? Let me know or give me any suggestions down in the comments. I guarantee that I will reply to each and every one of the comments that this video gets. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.